Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Harsh.
Okay, so hello Bhaijan, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Harsh.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm fine.
Yeah, great. Okay. So first of all, we will start with the JavaScript part and then we
Okay,
can move to the Node.js part. Is it
no
fine for you?
problem. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, start with the basic JavaScript. So tell me what is the difference between let, where and const?
Okay, so as we know that we have three keywords which is provided by the JavaScript, which is where, let, and const. And where is the legacy of the JavaScript, whereas const and let are introduced in ES6, which is the block scope, and where is not a block scope. So the difference is we can execute the where anywhere inside the block or outside of the block. But if we talk about the let and const variable, so we can execute the let and const inside a particular block. If we can try to execute these keywords variables outside of the block, it will give the error. And there's one more difference in between let and const, that if we can assign any value to the let variable and we want to change it, we can definitely change the value. But if we can try to do it same with const variable, so it will give the error.
Okay, great. So next question, what is the difference between spread operator versus rest operator?
Rest operators. So this is also a part of ES6. ES6 gives these two operators, where is first one is spread and the second one is rest operator. So when we have an object or array and we want to spread the values of these array and object, then we can use the spread operator and we can use triple dots before that array or object. So in this way we can spread the values. And if we can get opposite of that, for example, if we have a function and we can pass 5 or 10 values in the function, and we can get the as a in the form of parameters in that function, so we can create 5 or 10 variables to get that values. So instead of creating all these variables, we can use the one variable and use three dots. That is our rest operator, so it can take all the value as a parameter in the form of array.
Okay, so tell me what is the difference between arrow function and normal function?
So normal function, as we know that everywhere we can use the normal function, but in JavaScript it gives a arrow function which is also come in ES6. So it is an anonymous function which can reduce the code, and it is easy to create the arrow function.
Okay, so can we use this keyword inside our arrow function?
No, we cannot use this keyword, and it is very difficult to debug if any error comes in the arrow function, because it is an anonymous function. There is no name of arrow function.
Okay, tell me the difference between promises, async await, or callback help.
Okay, so before explaining these three terms, first we can understand the legacy, how it comes. So first we can talk about the callback. So callback is a function which we can which we can pass in a function parameters, and when the function is completed, then we can it can return the callback values. So we can use the callback for performing the asynchronous operations. But there is a one issue: if we can use the callback and we can use callback inside the callback, means we can use the nested callback. So if we can work in the real world project, so our projects is too big and we can use nested callback, so it is very difficult to handle the our code and very difficult to understand the code, and it is also very difficult to debug our code. So in JavaScript, JavaScript gives the promises in ES6, which is very easy. Instead of using the callback, we can use the promises. Promises is also used for same handling the asynchronous operations. But we cannot create the callback hell inside the promises. We can just create an object of the promises which can take two parameters. First is resolve and second is reject. And it works really like a real world. Like if we can promise to someone, like we can promise to our friends, and if we can fulfill that promise, so the promise is resolved, and if we can not fulfill the promise, so our promise is rejected. In the same way, the promise work in JavaScript. If we can pass any code and the promise is fulfill, then the promise will resolve, and if it not fulfill, then the promise will be reject. And to handle this reject and resolve, we can use then to handle the resolve, and we can use catch to handle the reject. And the third one is async await. It is the advanced version of the promise. So we don't need to use then and catch. We just use a async keyword before the function, which can returns the promise. And to handle that promise, we can use the await keyword.
Okay. Can you tell me what is closure function in
Yeah.
JavaScript?
So closure is a mixture of a lexical scoping and the function, and we can in other way we can say that if we have a function and inside a function we can create another function. For example, we have a parent function and we have a child function inside the parent function, and if we create any variable inside a parent function and we want to access that the scope of parent function in our child function, then we can get we can do with the closure.
Okay. And tell me the difference between event bubbling and event capturing.
Even bubbling and sorry, I think I
Capturing.
don't know about this.
Okay, no worries. So we can start with the Node.js part. Okay. So first of all, tell me what is the
Okay.
Node.js?
So Node.js is a JavaScript library which is a cross-platform, and it can develop in the Java Chrome V8 engine, which is used to execute the JavaScript out of the browser. And basically, we can use Node.js for writing the backend applications.
Okay. And what is the event loop in Node.js?
Yes. So as we know that JavaScript is a single thread application. At a time, it can handle only a single process. But event loop is very important in JavaScript. With the help of event loop, it can handle multiple process. So when any request come, it can check the event. We have an event queue. A request come to the event queue. There is a event loop after the event queue, which can continuously take an eye on the event queue. When any request come, the event queue take that request and it checks either it is a synchronous or asynchronous, means either it is a blocking or non-blocking. So if the request is non-blocking, it can execute the that request. But if the request is blocking, it can perform a callback and send that request to thread pool. And in thread pool, we have a thread. These threads come from the libuv library, which is written in C, which handles these threads, and these threads perform the operations in background, so it cannot block the JavaScript code. In background, the process is working, and in front, the JavaScript execute another thing. When the process is completed, that callback send that process to the event loop. Event loop check the call stack. If the call stack is free, then event loop send this process to the call stack for execution.
Okay. So tell me the difference between process.nextTick, set immediate, and set timeout.
Process.nextTick, yes, process.nextTick, set immediate and set timeout.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we know, you can ask about the event loop. So I will add one more thing in event loop, that event loop execute in the phases, different phases of event loop. As per the phases, event loop execute the code. So process.nextTick is a special type of callback which can execute before the event loop phases. So first of all, if we can print process.next, so it can execute the process.next. Then second, set timeout, because in first phase of event loop, set timeout, set inter will execute, and set immediate is execute in the fifth phase of event loop.
Okay. And what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous?
Okay, so synchronous code is a code there are two types of execution in Node.js. First is the synchronous and the asynchronous. So synchronous is a execution where it can block the next execution. Means if no, if our JavaScript execute any process, any request, and that request is synchronous. So until unless the request hasn't finished, the next request cannot be processed. But asynchronous is not like this. In asynchronous, if any process is asynchronous, JavaScript can execute that process in background, and it can give chance to second process which can execute in the front.
Okay. And what is the difference between require and import in Node.js?
Yes, so require is a legacy of the Node.js. It comes from the common.js module, but if we want to use ES6 functionality, then we can use the import.
Okay, great. And what is the middleware in Node.js?
So middleware is a special type of function which can execute between the request and response cycle. When any request comes and before giving to the response, it can go to the middleware, and it can middleware can perform an operation on that request. Then it can return back that request.
Okay. And what is express.js?
Express.js is a library, or we can say that it is a framework for a Node.js, because and it is very scalable, give flexibility to create our APIs. Because if we can write the code with the help of Node.js, our code length is too big, and we can perform so many things. But Express.js give a lot of packages. With the help of this, we can easily create our APIs. Like it can support the middlewares, it can give the easy routing systems.
Okay. So like how you can handle the errors in Node.js?
So we have used the try and catch. First of all, we can create the async function, and inside that function we can create a try and catch block. With the help of this, we can handle the errors.
Okay. And which database are you using with Node.js?
Mostly I use the MongoDB, but I little bit also perform CRUD operations and these things in MySQL to understand how we can connect MySQL with
So
Node.js.
like how we can connect Node.js and MongoDB database?
So in practical, first we can create a file, and we can give any name like database.js, and inside that first we can install the package mongoose, and then we can require the package mongoose. Inside that mongoose give a method connections. Inside that connections we can take the MongoDB atlas URL and put that atlas URL there, but we cannot directly put that atlas URL in that connection, because it is a sensitive data. So we can create .env file, and we can put that key in env file, and we can give the value of that key, and that key we can paste in that mongoose.connection. So in this way we can connect our MongoDB to Node.js.
Okay. And what is the difference between authentication and authorization?
So authentication is a process where we can check the user's authenticity, like with the help of their user ID, password, or anything it can be. But authorization is a process where we can check the authority of the user. Means if user is already authenticated in a website, but in somewhere we have to restrict the user. In real case, we can understand like that. In a website, we have so many things, like there is a user authentication and admin authentication. But some things which is only used by the admin, user cannot use that thing. If user can go to access that thing, then there we can say that that thing is not authorized for user.
Okay. So let's suppose you are building one e-commerce application, okay? And you have like a users,
Okay.
and you have users cart, users orders. So like
Yes.
different collection with the relation of
Yes.
the user. So like how you can get the like data? I mean how you can join the all the collection? and get the data in one single query.
Yes. So what we can do is we have two things. There is an embedded and reference object. So we can use the reference object whenever we can create the schema. Basically, MongoDB is a schema-less, but with the help of Mongoose, we can create the schema. So when we can create the schema, and on that time we can use the reference object. With the help of this, we can attach the reference object to, for example, we have a user and we have a order, and any user can get order this particular thing. So in order collection, we can create the schema of a user, and it as a reference object. It can take two things. First is type, and second thing refer. So in type we can give the type of the object, and in refer we can give the users. So it can attach user ID attached with the object order collection. In this way we can easily get the data from user and collection in a single query.
Yeah, but how? I mean, which method?
Find with the help of find method
No,
we can
no.
fetch.
My question was like how you can join multiple collection.
Okay, so you say we there is a aggregate pipelines. There is a function lookup. With the help of this we can use the joins.
Okay. And what is populate?
Yeah, populate is also used to when we can use the reference object. I think you are asking about this. When we can use the reference object, then we can use that populate method to get all the values.
Okay. And how we can perform the like search, pagination, filter, sort in one single API?
So first of all, what we can do is we can create an object, blank object like query, and inside that we can use we can fetch in URL. We can get the what we can search value and filter value. On the basis of that, we can perform.
Okay. And have you worked with the Node.js microservice architecture, or you have only worked with the monolithic?
Only MongoDB, not work with
Okay. So like
microservice.
which architecture you follow? MVC structure and which one?
Yes, MVC structure, model view controller.
Okay. Have you worked with any like social login like Facebook login or Google login?
Yes, Google authentication login.
Can you explain me like how you to
Yes,
perform that?
so what we can do is first we can go to the Google, and we can create the OAuth. On that time, while creating OAuth, Google give their security key. We can use that security key, and inside our Node.js we can create a function and use that security key. So whenever any user comes and click on the Google authentication, it can take the security key and go to the Google for verification. So in this way we can, if the verification is done, so it will redirect to the home page. So in this way we can perform the Google
Yeah,
authentication.
but this is only for web application, right?
Yes.
So what about the like Android or native application? Suppose I want to build one single API which is used for web or mobile, then how you can perform?
So I think when we can create the API, so API is working for both. Either it is a web application and either it is a mobile application. So when we can get request from the front end side, means we can click on the Google authentication. It can go to the same method, because it can call from the same API. Either we can click with the mobile or with the web application, and in that function we can write the logics to access that Google auth key, which Google is provided for us.
Okay. So like, have you worked with any payment gateway?
Yes.
Which one?
Stripe.
Okay. Can you explain me?
So in Node.js, if we talk about Node.js, so first of all, what we can do is we can create an account on the Stripe, and with the when we can create an account, so Stripe give a test account where it can give two keys. First is security key, and second, I think I forget the name of that key. So it gives the two keys. So we can use that two key in our .env file, and if we can use only with the Node.js, so we can perform 3 steps. First of all, we can create the customer with the help of create customer. Then we can create add to cart, so where we can add the details of the card for a particular customer. Then third API we can create the for payments. So in this way we can perform the payment gateway with the help of Stripe.
Okay, so let's suppose you have created one e-commerce project, right?
Okay.
And one user is coming in your platform and like buying some product, okay? And when like with the final payment time, we can say like initially time when user is creating their payment and suddenly their internet is cut down. So like how
Yes.
your server know the user internet is cut down?
I think in this way we can use the ASIC properties.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 4 properties like atomicity, isolation, and consistency, durability.
Okay.
So in this way, when these properties uh, happens, so in this way our server can understand what happens in our database.
Okay, great. Okay. Have you worked with the any chat application?
Little
Hello.
bit I not work with the chat application, but I have created only small project with the applications. Only send a hi and in this type of.
Okay, okay, no worries. So like how you can secure your Node.js application?
Okay, so uh, for Node.js application, we have multiple things. First, we can what we can do is on daily basis we can update our Node package manager. What the modules is given, so we can update. Second one, what we can do is we can use the .env file. We cannot put any sensitive data in our code. Third one, we can use the HTTPS. Fourth one, what we can do, we can use the proper authentication and authorization. Fifth way, what we can use is validation and sanitization. It is very important for every application. Uh,
Okay,
and Sixth way, we can continuously monitor our application.
okay. And have you worked with any notification feature, push notification?
No, I haven't worked, but I think I know the logics. Maybe I try to tell how we can do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. How we can implement?
I think we have a job scheduling or cron jobs in Node.js.
Okay,
With the help of this, we can perform. We can set a time and in job scheduling, and at a particular time we can write the logic. Then if someone send a notification, so it can hit that job scheduling, and with the help of this, we can perform this thing.
okay. And let's suppose in your project, like you have like multiple users, then how you can handle in one single model?
We have multiple users.
Yeah. So how you can handle in one single model?
Uh, I I think I'm
Hello.
yeah. I think I'm not able to understand your question.
Like
Can we?
suppose, let's suppose you are building one e-commerce project, right?
Okay.
And in e-commerce project, like you have super admin, you have like customer,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you have like we can say consumer and all. Like
Yes.
how
Yes.
you can manage these three user in one single
Okay.
project?
You are saying that we have to create only one
Yeah, yeah.
schema, and we have to create and handle all this. So we can define the roles.
Okay.
Yeah, inside the roles we can by default, if someone comes, we can define that is a user, and same way we can define the admin and super admin.
Yeah, okay. And have you worked with any emails and any like
Yes. Yes. Yes.
feature?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how you can implement?
So in Node.js, what we can do, first of all, we can install the a node mailer with the help of npm. Okay, and then we can use the transporter. Inside that transporter we can add the email id and the secret key. Then we can use third thing, we can uh, create an object where we can pass 4 parameters, from where we have to send the mail, to whom we have to send the mail, and the subject of the mail, and the fourth one is content of the mail. Then we can use the transporter.send mail function and pass that mail object which we have created. In this way we can create the email functionality.
Okay. And how we can implement the multiple image upload functionality in Node.js?
So multiple first we can uh, install the multer with the help of npm, and we can create the middleware. Inside that middleware we can write the logics, and in the route we can come, and if we can have a single upload, then we can use like upload.single, and for multiples we can use upload.multiples.
Okay. And let's suppose I want to upload 2 or 3 GB movie. Then
Okay.
how you can implement?
2 or 3 GB movie.
Yeah. So
I
like
think
your server will
yeah.
handle this type of large data.
So I think what we can do is we can use the third party applications to upload these things there, and we can fetch from there. We can also upload these things on our MongoDB, but I think it will take a lot of data space. So we can use third party apps.
So like what third party library does behind the scene, what process actually work?
Wait, I will tell you the name. Actually, I'm forgetting the name I used to upload the image for that.
Actually, for that we need to divide our data into chunk by chunk, because when we upload this type of large data, so our server will crash down. So at that time we need to upload the data in chunk by chunk. I mean,
Okay,
suppose I
means
am uploading the 1 GB file. At that time we need to divide chunk by chunk, like 15 MB, 15 MB, like
yes,
that.
I understood. Yes.
Yeah. And like how you can encrypt your password?
So encrypt for encrypting password, we can use the JWT token, which is very popular to build the authentication system in Node.js. So it provides methods where we can JWT.sign. With the help of this, we can encrypt our password.
Okay. Can you explain me the forgot password functionality flow?
Forget password functionality flow. Okay,
Like
I try.
total, how many API we need to create for that?
I think we have to create 2 or 3 APIs. First, when the user will click on the forget password, so it will send a mail to the user's Gmail ID. Then the mail considered a URL. So for that URL, we can click on the URL. So for that URL, we can get the second API, and when we can update the password, for that we can get the third API.
Okay. And what about course method?
Yeah, so course is a security feature which we use in any programming language. What a course do is it can build it give the origin of the website name, like we can pass the website URL or pass the methods in the course. So if any users try to access that website with any other URL, so our backend will check that URL with the course, and if it is mentioned in the course, so it will give the entry to website, otherwise it will give the error.
Okay. And suppose I want to create the Node.js server without using express.js, then how you can create?
So first of all, we have already give the HTTP module given by the Node.js, so we can require the HTTP module. Then after requiring the HTTP module, what we can do is there is a method create server. So with the help of this, we can create server, and inside that we can pass two parameters, request and response. So when we can get response, so then we can write response and write. And if we can send the request, then we can use that request parameter, and we can create an object what we can request, and we can give the type, we can give the URL, we can give the method, either it is post, update, whatever.
Okay. And have you implement any pagination logic in your Node.js application?
Yes.
Can you explain me?
Yes, definitely. So in pagination, what we have understand only two things. So first of all, we can take the page limit, means in page how many number of data you want. So we can take this from the URL, and we can also do with the help. We can also give the static value is stored in a variable, and then what we can do is we can use the skip method, and inside that skip method we can write the logic. So how many, if we can go to the third page, and we can write the per page 10. So in skip we can write that logic, that if we can user go to the third page, so it will skip 20 products or 20 data, and show the data from 21 to 30. So and that pass, we can just pass that variable in the find method. So we can, in this way we can use the pagination.
Okay. And my last question is like how you can optimize your search query.
So for optimizing a search query, we have indexing in MongoDB. So we have a different type of indexing. Basically, we can use the single indexing. So we can put an index on a particular documentation, particular field of a document. On the basis of that, we can optimize our query. So if we don't perform indexing on our query, so our query is very slow, because it can check each and every document of the collection. But if we can perform indexing on a particular field, for example, we can set indexing on the email. So it will directly go to the email of that document and fetch the query on the basis of that index. So in this way, it can increase the speed of our query.
Okay, great. So, okay, Baijan, I think that's all from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Yeah, I think I just check my knowledge, because I'm trying to switching in Node.js. I have already worked in Capgemini from last 3 years, and I have experience with 2 years of experience in Node.js. And I have also taken your course, which you have e-commerce course, and I learned a lot of things from there. That pagination, forget password, and whatever Stripe payment. I have learned all these things from your projects.
Yeah, it's great. And I
Yeah.
think like your overall knowledge is very good. You give me like all question answer correctly.
Yeah, so I just ask what things I learn more for my interview.
Like this type of question you need to learn, and also you need to learn the like scenario based question, like which I
Okay.
ask you, like one movie question which I ask you, like 1 GB upload file, how you can
Yes, yes.
handle. Also, I am asking you one question related to the payment gateway. Your user internet is suddenly cut down, then how your server know. So, like as you go the experience Node.js interview, at that time they directly don't ask the like what is this and what is this. They ask the scenario based question. So you need to prepare based on that,
Okay,
like
okay.
real world scenario. Like overall good, but it's great job.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. If you want, we can schedule your like practical task round as well. It is
Y-
1 hour.
Right now.
No, no, not right now. Whenever you are available, you can just mail me.
Yes, yes.
In weekend,
Mails,
in weekend, but
okay, okay. So if we, you can you tell me about the
sorry.
practical question, which type of question? So I will little bit prepare about that.
In
I'm
practical, like
asking which type of practical questions
uh,
you will ask.
you need to perform the like basic Node.js task with the MongoDB database. It's like
Okay,
in 1 and 1.5 hours.
okay, definitely. I will. I will inform you in the
Yeah,
maybe if I will available on the Saturday and Sunday, so I will definitely inform.
yeah, sure, you can. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
so
and
okay, Baijan.
one more thing, I'm also
Yeah,
preparing for the React.js. So can you provide me the experience questions regarding the React.js? What things I will
sure,
learn in the React.js?
yeah, you can ping me in mail. I will provide you the like React.js
That,
question.
okay, okay,
We can also schedule your React.js interview round if you want.
okay, okay, definitely.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
Baijan. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Harsh.